Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's the beginning of another week. It's a week night. And so it's time for weeknights.
That's usually how it goes. Yep.
And here we are.
Back again.
Yes.
Dash and JD. Yeah, I said it.
Okay.
What you,
I don't
what
know
you
what the.
do about it?
All right. And so let's get it started. I am JD, aka He Who Pods. Glasses on, rear view mirror. Yeah, I know the spiel.
I'm Dash. Let's dash on over to the first topic.
Let's dash on over to the first topic. Okay, first, ladies and gentlemen, more sad news.
Mm.
So let's start there. I'm not going to say much, but it looks like yesterday, if I'm correct, Sunday, Tito Jackson passed at the age of 70.
He did.
The family put out a statement, I believe. Let me
Did
see.
they?
I think so.
I didn't see that.
Maybe I'm wrong, but let me see. Tito Jackson passed away at the age of 70. According to Steve Manning, a close friend and former manager of the Jackson family, Tito passed away earlier today. While the exact cause of death hasn't been confirmed yet, many believe Tito may have suffered a heart attack while traveling from New Mexico to Oklahoma. More information is expected as the situation develops. Our thoughts and prayers are with his friends and family. Oh, okay. So Steve spoke. I thought it was the family who spoke. I misspoke. So sorry, my friends. So sorry.
Oh, good.
And yeah, so just rest in peace to Tito Jackson. And hopefully it wasn't a heart attack. Hopefully it was some natural causes and he was able to go peacefully.
Yeah. Rest in peace to Tito Jackson. We are
Who?
to Tito Jackson.
You said Tito?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I
We're gonna
stumbled
see
a
on
little
this.
bit before I got to it, but I didn't. I didn't say. Anyway.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say because there is someone named Cheeto out here, but it ain't Tito Jackson.
No, I stuttered a little bit, and then I said Tito.
Oh, I apologize. I'm about to say that's the wrong person. That ain't the Cheeto guy. It's not the person we call Cheeto.
So rest in peace to Tito Jackson, and prayers to his family, and all of the Jacksons, and everyone who loved him. I saw a lot of people saying, a lot of fans, talking about how devastated they were. Like this was the one for them. So.
Oh wow.
The Jackson 5 has been revered for a long time, so
Absolutely.
it's kind of crazy to see that another one of them has died.
Right.
So yeah, uh, rest in peace.
Yes. Rest in peace to Tito Jackson. Recently a trailer came out for a Luther Vandross doc.
Yeah,
Um,
very exciting.
I think it's called Never Too Much.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep,
Okay.
it is. I heard it's good. Apparently it did really well at the film festivals.
Oh, I'm about to say it's out already? Okay, the film festivals. I got you.
Yeah. Um, So I'm excited. It seems like it's like a hybrid between theaters and streaming. Like maybe I think it's more like they're gonna soft launch it in certain select theaters, and then it's gonna be on streaming, and then I think it opens up to other theaters. It's something like that.
Oh yeah, you're right. It says that's exactly what it says. Continue.
Yeah, so I mean, I think it's great that it's going to be available to all of us quickly. It's supposed to be in theaters on November 1st, if I'm not mistaken.
That is correct.
I definitely want to see this. I love Luther. I still listen to Luther pretty regularly. So,
Same.
um, I would love to learn more. Um, I enjoy, and I say this every time, so this may sound redundant, but I just enjoy learning about some of these artists who, you know their music, but you don't necessarily know who they were as people or how
Correct.
invested they were in the music or what impacted them, what influenced them during their careers. So I
Right.
always love to see that these sort of this sort of content get made because um, it it just allows you to see them in a different light. And I always like that.
Right.
The same reason I love
Yeah.
to read biographies because I feel like you get to really um, peel back the layers. So I'm excited about it. Moms was telling me that you know she said, "Now that's one I want to see."
Yeah.
That's what I want to see in theaters. I cannot believe that we made our topics and we didn't even put on the topic list that I saw the Usher movie.
All right, so then let's move something and put that next. You know what I'm saying?
Because
Let's get your Usher review.
that's how the conversation with mom started. She was asking me how it went. And I said, I told her what I thought, and then she was like, "Well, one that I want to see is Luther." And I said,
Holler.
"Okay, girl, I got
Holler.
you." Yeah.
All right. Well, let me respond, and then we'll hit Usher, baby.
I just totally forgot. I'm now remembering it as I'm thinking about
Shame,
that conversation.
shame on a nigga for trying to run a game. Um, yeah, I agree with a lot of what you said. All of what you said. I think it's always interesting to kind of see the man behind the curtain. Um, I really don't know much about Luther. And so for me, this would just be interesting. It seems like they are speaking a lot about his music and his struggles with certain things that, we kind of know, but maybe we're going to have like you said, more of a inside look. And so, yeah, I'm interested in that. And, one of the things I like is that all of these docs that are coming out at an age where, I can also take my daughter. And I know that's a very individualistic thing. Um, But my daughter knows Luther's music and loves
Mhm.
Luther's music, even if she don't know who it is. But when the song comes on, she starts doing her little dance and singing along. And so it would be, I think, cool for her to be able to see um, him for real and footage of him for real and maybe interview clips of him for real, along with some of the struggles that the teenagers all say they're facing today.
Mhm.
Because a lot of the teenagers and adolescents today are struggling with their identity,
This is true.
and that is tied very much to preferences and gender and sexuality. And so I think this is a good thing that this is coming out at this time. um and so also weight, right? A lot of teenagers are struggling with weight, and that was a big part of Luther. Even in conversations, people always say, "But big Luther or small Luther, who you like better?" Like if it's two different people. And
The
so
sound was different.
and so I think that would also be
When
interesting.
he was heavier, there was like a depth to his voice that just went away a little bit when he was smaller. Now that doesn't mean that he should have been heavier or that I however Luther loved himself is how he should have been. But and whatever was healthy for him. But yes, I agree that when he was heavier, there was a depth to his voice that just. So that's why when people say Big Luther.
Oh, I know exactly why. Yeah. No, I know. I'm
No,
just
I know
saying
you know
that
why, but I'm
is
saying that's why
a
when people
conversation in
say
our
it,
culture.
it's like, well,
Well, because yeah, and
look
that's
at
why I said it, because
that
it
mouth.
is a conversation. Yeah, that's a big conversation in the culture. That's like an icebreaker. Hey, small Luther or big Luther?
That is so crazy, but
Don't worry, in a minute it's gonna be big Lizzo or small Lizzo.
so I'm really excited about this. But yeah, What else you got to say about Luther?
I said I'm excited. Also, it says in an Essence article here that um, it will, after being in theaters, like you said, in this kind of sporadic sneak peek situation,
Mm-hmm.
it will be, so that's November 1st, like you said. It will then hit multiple streaming sites on early 2025.
Okay. Yeah. And
Sweet.
we are
Exciting
we
stuff.
are quickly approaching 2025.
Right. Right. Quick, fast, and in a hurry, right?
Yeah. So,
All right. Hold on. 1 second, please. One
oh,
second,
oh,
please.
excuse me.
So you gotta introduce this properly, can't just throw it out there.
Okay.
Trying to remember the lyric, but it's not
So
coming
I
to
don't
me.
want nobody else to ever love me. You are my shining star, my guiding light, my love fantasy. There's not a minute. I think that's where I get lost. Oh, my
It's all right.
love.
It's okay.
1,000 kisses from you and no. I never knew that. Never mind.
It's never too much.
Well, I know that, but there's like something he says right after and before "never too much" that I always fumble the words there.
It's all
I
right. Well, let's talk about
just
some words you're not gonna
don't
fumble.
stop on my love. You're a
Let's talk
hater.
about some words you're
You're a
not gonna fumble.
hater.
I didn't say a word.
Yeah, I know, and I know why. I saw your face. Okay? All right? I knew what that
Try
meant.
to let.
Hater.
I didn't say anything. I just looked
Whatever.
up from my phone.
All right. Go ahead. Do your intro.
I was trying to. It was an alley oop to you, motherfucker.
All right. So let's get it.
I was gonna say some lyrics you won't fumble.
Uh huh.
I just want to get your attention.
I just want to get your attention. Listen, when I tell you that that is Usher's favorite song and I don't, there is nothing to convince me that he likes
Otherwise,
any song more than he likes Daddy's Home.
that's why I started there.
It is a lot of people's like not so favorite song. Like it's a good song, but it's not the song that people are like, oh, I can't wait to hear Usher perform Daddy's Home. Usher, I know I see you and I understand. Usher can't wait for Usher to perform Daddy's Home. I am convinced.
Yeah, absolutely.
It doesn't matter where he is or what he's doing. Daddy's Home will be a part of the show.
Let's listen. That's his jam. So let's give some context and let's get to this topic.
So I saw over the weekend.
Whoa. Well, Usher released the film.
Right, but I was gonna say that in
Oh, okay, then my bad, player. I apologize. Please go ahead. I'm sorry.
over the weekend on Thursday, um, Usher's film came out. His
Mhm.
concert film is called Rendezvous in Paris, and it is like I said, it's his concert film. It was a limited run from September 12th to September 15th. So if you missed it, you missed it. Uh,
Now that was hate for those who weren't sure. If
no.
you're listening and not watching, no, what I did
Oh.
just now, that was hate for
Whatever.
the record.
Yeah, so if you missed it, you missed it. But I saw it. I was
Okay,
one of
how
the
long? How
ticketholders.
long was it?
It was an hour and a half.
Okay, short and sweet. Hopefully,
Short and sweet. I appreciated there were no previews.
really.
There were no previews. No. It was
Hmm.
like a little. It
I
was
feel
like
like it
a.
was the same way with Beyonce.
I don't know. I never made it to Beyonce,
Okay, it's fine. Go ahead.
but there were no previews,
Hmm.
and there was like a little Usher video in the beginning, but then it was just the show. It started. Um, I did see I did see the Taylor Swift film. The only reason I'm bringing up Taylor Swift is because I don't have, that's what I have to compare it to.
Okay,
And I know about the Beyonce film, but I have not seen it, so I don't want to lie.
no, it's understandable. I understand.
Um, it is my so from what I saw with the Taylor Swift, and this was my point in bringing those up is that this was different from those.
Okay.
Um, the Taylor Swift thing was her concert, and that was it.
Yes.
Beyonce did the concert and behind the scenes.
And also with Beyonce, it was not one concert. It was footage from the tour in total. So even certain songs, the footage would switch. And you
Okay,
know that because also the outfit
the
was totally
outfits were
different,
switched.
even as the lyric was the next lyric, for example.
Right. And Taylor Swift was not like that. It was her final show that she had done in LA.
Mm-hmm.
So Usher did something a little different, which I really appreciated. And I don't know. I tried to ask myself, what would JD think? I was trying to decide. I think he would have really loved this concept or he would have really hated it. I can't decide which one.
Well,
But
we'll
I'll
never
tell
know.
you what he did.
Okay.
He kind of turned it into a movie. And I know it's a movie, it's a concert film, whatever, but he kind of turned it into he turned it into a theatrical presentation, meaning he built a story around the show. And so
Oh, okay.
there's video outside of the actual show that is like it reminds me of one
A
of
girl that
those
you once knew.
I see what you did there. It reminds me of one of those shows. Um, you ever watch one of those shows or movies where it's like about a detective or like somebody who from like maybe the 1940s or whatever, and they've got on their top hats and their long
Yeah.
coats, and the
Yes.
person is kind of like everybody's inside of the nightclub or the lounge or whatever, but the person is outside and they're narrating from the outside, watching everyone go, all the goings on outside of the spot. That's kind of how this was. He was, so it wasn't people at the lounge, but he was narrating in that very same way.
Okay.
There were, was it 5 parts? So there's like a scene that he actually filmed, a scene, and then it says part un. I don't speak French.
It was supposed to be French, right?
I know Spanish. I don't know French. But
Mm,
there's
they're
part
cousins.
one, and then so he's telling the story about this girl, and it's like a whole thing, and then it goes to the first act, if you will, of the performance, and then it cuts to another theatrical scene. And then it tells you it's part two, and it goes back to the concert. So it did that, and at the end, like he closes out the story. I thought that was really interesting to build a story around it, to sort of give it a theme. Um, so that was cool. I like that he gave us something different. To just behind the scenes footage is really cool, and I always appreciate that. But to just give us a show, I think could have went straight to TV. Um, so I like the fact that he did something a little bit different with it. Um, the show itself, man, I wish I went to Paris. I wish I went to Paris to see Usher. What an incredible show. I knew people had talked about it, and obviously we've seen videos of his recent shows in the last couple of years and things he's done with the roller skates and just all of the performances really, and just to watch it all and have it not be a 30-second TikTok video, but to watch the entire show as one was really cool. And he did a phenomenal job. I'm sorry that people now are saying that his U.S. tour is a little lackluster, because the people who went to see him in Paris got one hell of a show.
Mm,
That is clear. And I
okay.
do think my sister and I were talking about this. We went together. We were saying, we were like, maybe he's just tired now. Like maybe
Well,
he's
I
been
saw
he's been
rave reviews
going.
about the New York shows.
Yeah, people seem to love the New York shows, but I also think that New York bias kicks in. We love it when you bring out people who are from New York to
Oh,
be a
okay.
part of the show. We don't
Valid
ever
point.
complain about that.
Right.
So I feel like, and maybe the energy. Listen, I always say when I go to concerts outside of New York, I always feel like the energy is just not the same. So, and that's been my experience. I haven't gone to every major city um, to see concerts, but I've gone to a couple, and I always feel like New York is the crowd is always a lot more excited. So that could be part of it too. That completely changes your concert experience.
Right.
Um, so okay, let me get into specifics now of the show, because I think this is
Break it down.
important.
Break it down.
So the show is a cross between being at the strip club, being at a burlesque show,
Okay.
um, and being at a roller rink.
Okay. Sounds about right.
Somehow they were able to meld it all together in a way that just worked.
Okay.
I don't think that this concert film is for children. There is a lot of ass.
I'm assuming not Usher's ass.
Not Usher's ass, but one very thick and one very well endowed, voluptuous woman. Not one. I mean, not one, but there was one who was the focal point of the. She was clearly the star stripper. At one point, he says, "Well, have you guys ever been to Atlanta?" And not everybody answered. And then he goes, "Well, I'm about to bring Atlanta to you." And that's when the stripper part of the show starts. And it kind of continues throughout the rest of the show, where you're seeing her in different places. She's doing splits. She's
Is
upside down.
that was the first song where she was stripping, quote unquote? Was it Love in This Club?
No, it was Bad Girl.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, Love in This Club had already happened, I believe, but it was Bad Girl. And she got on her stripper pole, and she was hanging upside down, and she was shaking that ass, and she was doing all the things. Um, I thought it was a cool show. Uh, I would have never dreamed that up, that blend of different things, but I thought it was done well. My anxiety was through the roof when all of them were on stage with the roller skates. I was like, I know it's gonna be okay, but oh, how do they do it? Because there's a bunch of them just on their roller skates on the
Hmm.
stage, going around and around, and he's in there, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this could totally turn into injury.
Right. But they survived.
They survived. They did. But yeah,
I wouldn't have been nervous. I mean, I feel like if something went wrong, it just wouldn't have been in the film.
I know that.
But
I
you
get that.
couldn't help yourself.
Right. Yeah, that was basically the show. I thought it was great. I recommend, if it ever makes its way to streamers or whatever, to watch it. Probably not with your children, but
Adults only.
adults only. I feel like it's, you know, music was good, the song selection was good. Um,
What was your favorite performance of the film?
my favorite performance. I'm biased, so I have to say, no. I was gonna say You Got It Bad,
Okay.
but he also didn't do the kick the water thing that I like that he does in the video. And I remember thinking to myself at the end, it could have, because there was like water things that happened in the show, and I just felt like, why didn't
Egypt.
yeah, like why didn't you do this? Um,
Okay.
but I would say it was it You Don't Have to Call.
With the roller skates, I assume.
No, it just You Don't Have to Call just felt really nostalgic.
But
Um,
I'm saying, what were they roller skating? Because in the video, he's got the sneakers from our childhood, well, from our teenage years, whatever rollies I think they were called or some shit.
yeah, I don't recall them roller skating during You Don't Have to Call. I don't remember all the songs they did the roller skates for. They did them for a couple songs, and then they left, and then they came back out with them at some point in the show.
Ah,
So it
okay.
wasn't for a long period of time that they were on roller skates. This one girl who I guess she's like the star ballerina roller skater. She was amazing. She was so good. She was
Mm,
twirling around on the skates and doing all kinds of dainty things that ballerinas do. I just thought that was super cool. Um,
nice.
but yeah, it was good. I would recommend it. I think you would like it. I know you weren't, you know, interested in seeing it, but I think you would like it.
Got you. Well, perhaps if it goes to streaming websites, platforms, whatever they're calling them now, maybe I'll check it out. Who knows?
Maybe. Sure.
What do you rate it? 1 through 10.
I would give it a 9.
Oh, that's really high. Okay.
I thought it was really creative to build a story around it. And I
Right.
haven't seen that yet. And I think I don't know, I just think it was different from doing the behind the scenes stuff, which I think we see a lot of times when we see even Ariana Grande, which I said I would get to one day. But even Ariana Grande kind of she does her performances, but then there's all of this behind the scenes footage. And again, if you're a fan, that's amazing footage. You want to see that.
Right.
It's interesting. It's interesting to see them in their natural habitats because a lot of times you'll see them like I thought it was funny that she was driving like to whatever show they had. She was with her people and she was the one driving, Ariana Grande. And I thought that
That
was
is
so
interesting.
interesting. I was like, oh, so she just drives herself? It was like a really regular, really normal thing. Another scene that I thought was really interesting was Mariah Carey was asking other celebrities to do a video to All I Want for Christmas. And so she found out like while she was on tour and she had to make a quick video for Instagram.
Nice.
And she's like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe Mariah Carey wants me to do this!" Like fangirling. And then they hear back that she loved the video, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, she loved my video!" So stuff like that is cool.
Those candid moments.
Yeah, yeah. But I thought this was just different. This was unexpected. So
Yeah.
I like that. I like that he took that route. Um, yeah. So it was good. It was
Sweet.
good. Hmm.
All right, let's leave music for just a second
Okay.
for our final topic.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and let's speak about one thing that happened last night at the Emmys.
Yeah.
And so last night at the Emmys, Liza Colon-Zayas, I think that's how you say her name.
Yeah, and I think her husband is
Um,
famous too. Zayas, I think he's an actor also.
oh, okay, I have no idea. So that's completely your department.
She mentioned him in her speech. I saw her
Oh,
speech online and she mentioned him and then they panned the camera to him. I'm pretty sure he's an actor.
got you. Okay.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, so she won an Emmy
Hmm.
and she became the first Latina. This is what it says. It says she became the first Latina in.
Sorry. Why did why did why? What was that?
I hate the term Latino and Latina.
Okay.
No one is Latin. Latin was a language. No one is Latin. Sorry, it's a group of people's lost identity that they keep trying to find and change their name every couple years. But anyway,
Okay.
another topic for another time.
Yep.
So it says here she became the first Latina in Emmy history to win Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Comedy Series, which she won for her role in The Bear.
Yeah. So I've seen her on The Bear. Y'all know I don't like The Bear. But I've seen her
Right.
on The Bear because I tried to watch The Bear, so I know I've
How
seen
much did you watch?
several episodes.
All right, we'll talk about it off pod, but
I watched
I just
several episodes.
remember when we went live and you and Dre were both trashing it.
Yeah, I watched
And
enough.
I believe you.
What did
I
they
know
say?
your
Like
style.
4 episodes is like solid to know if you like a show or not. I watched at least that. Um, she's
Gotcha.
good. She's
Yeah,
great.
I think that's a fair shot.
Yeah, she's great though. Um, I thought what I saw of her was great. I also remember her from seeing her in other places.
Hmm.
She's
Yeah, The
done.
Bear's not her first
She's
role.
yeah. She's done. She's done TV and film. So uh, this is just. It's so weird when we have to have these conversations about firsts in the time that we live in, because it's just like, really, this is the first time this has happened, and y'all have
Yep.
had how many of these award shows? So it's like that weird bittersweet, like this is exciting for her and this is exciting for a community of people who are very talented, but at the same time it's like we got to do better if she's the first.
By we, who do you
Not
mean?
us, I just mean in general, like
Oh,
it shouldn't be that this is the first. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that
I
it's
understand
my
what you're saying.
responsibility or your responsibility. I'm just saying it's very bizarre that we're still having conversations about so many firsts. That's it.
I agree, and I totally understand. As part of why I don't bang with any of the award shows.
Yep.
But congratulations to Liza. And I want to say congratulations to everyone involved in The Bear, because The Bear is clearly a show that is getting a lot of attention, and a lot of us
Yeah.
are winning things because of The Bear. This is not the first person from
Mhm.
our community who's won one of these awards because of The Bear. And so shout out to everyone and congratulations to everyone involved in The Bear. It's clearly an awesome series to the award show people. And it has a big fan base, whether we like it or not.
Yeah.
So
Of course.
I would say, keep killing shit. And I too hope that Hollywood will highlight and give props to more of us. That's been my stance for a hot minute. I'm in agreement with all of that Black Hollywood stuff that, you know, certain people say doesn't exist, but I'll leave that there.
Hmm.
I won't expand on that. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's a great thing. And I hope we see more of that. I think as we do see more of these firsts, it opens the door, I think, for other people to look at that and say, "Oh, this is attainable.
Right.
I too can do this." And so, it's not so binary, right? It's not so black and white that it's like, oh, because a Latina lady did it, any Latina lady could do it now. No, but it does tell you that it's something that is possible, as opposed to all these years where you never saw one before.
Right. Yeah.
Um, and I think that's always a good thing, breaking barriers and, you know, um, I don't want to say kicking down doors. I feel like there's a better way to say it, but just entering new realms, new heights.
Hmm.
I think that's always a good thing for Black and Brown people to see,
Hmm.
because it lets us potting, us at home, and even the small children seeing this say, "Oh, okay, I can." So it is possible for someone like me.
Yeah.
And I always think that's a good thing for Black and Brown people.
Hmm. Yeah.
So
Agree.
yeah, agreed. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's our Monday episode. We'll be back tomorrow with more, or as the Latino people would say, mas.
All right. Bye.